Hello, my name is Alex Merced from mercedbranding.com, and you're listening to Love, Encouragement, Productivity. On this show, we'll be talking about ways to live a better life today, how to empower yourself by changing your state of mind, by getting new skills, and just finding ways to structure your life to be more productive and more happy. You can find many other empowering resources over there at mercedbranding.com. Hey everybody, this is Alex Merced from mercedbranding.com with another episode of Love, Encouragement, Productivity. And today what I want to talk about is empathy, because in the last episode I talked about forgiveness and how important it is to forgive people. But one of the things that really enables and allows people to forgive each other is to understand each other. And that's what empathy is all about. It's just about being able to sit there and say, you know, I know how this situation affected me. I know how I looked at this situation, but you got to realize that you know things, experience things, and feel things that other people don't. So to understand why they act the way they act, you kind of have to try to imagine yourself in their shoes. What are the problems they had? What are the things you don't know about them that could have affected the way they felt in that moment? It's just about trying to put yourself in their shoes, imagine the variables that you know and the ones that you don't know, and think about, okay, well, what kind of back into what the situation may have been so you can better understand. It doesn't necessarily mean that what the person did was right. It may for well still be a wrong choice that they made, okay, and vice versa. But the point is to understand, because you can't change something you don't understand, because then you don't understand you want to know where to begin. Okay, if I sit there and my car is not running, but I don't know how a car works, it's kind of like I don't know where to look to find where to fix it. Okay, so then you have to go take it to a mechanic, and that's much more difficult. And you just kind of have to trust that they're doing the right thing. So same thing with people. If someone's doing something that hurts you, or doing something that you don't that has a negative or strange effect on you, and the only way for you, the first step to fixing it is understanding, because you can't have a conversation with someone to sit there and tell them this bothers me without kind of trying to approach it from where they're coming from, so that way they can understand that at least you understand why they're doing it. And that way, when you try to work it out, they feel like there's the faith of you trying to meet them halfway or meet them somewhere. That this is not just, you're just asking them to give up for you to gain. So that empathy will allow you to communicate better in a way that'll be more effective when you have disputes or conflicts with others. But that empathy will make it easier for you to forgive, because even when people wrong you, at least you can understand why they wronged you. And again, it doesn't necessarily make it right, but it'll make it easier for you to forgive them, to be like, you know what, I understand why you did that. I'm not glad that you did that, but I'm not going to let it do more damage than it needs to. And there's going to be a possibility for us to work forward from this. We'll keep the channels of communication open and just figure it out step by step. And that's it. You know, the world isn't, everything works in a pretty bow. Not everyone is perfect 100% of the time. And no one's imperfect 100% of the time. Okay. Everyone is a ball of good and bad choices. And if we cut ties off with everybody the first time they make a bad choice, we're going to find ourselves living very, very, very sad lives, very lonely lives. So we want to keep people in our lives. We got to learn to forgive them. And if we want to be able to forgive them and communicate with them better, we need to be able to understand them and empathize with them. And we can just have a happier life with richer relationships and happiness. Okay, this is all part of that whole love thing. Okay, it's the embracement of consent, the embracement of forgiveness, the embracement of empathy that'll help us live lives filled with love. Okay, and it's the love from others that are going to fill our lives with encouragement. That later on, when we talk about actual productivity tips and how to live a more productive life and how to manage your time, that you can really enjoy the fruits of all that productivity, because you're going to have people you love to share it with. And that's really what this is all about, being able to live a life filled with love that'll fill you with encouragement and give you the productivity to really get to maximize the most out of those loving relationships and that encouragement that you get out of those relationships. So again, try to understand others. And that's just something, again, like anything, it just takes practice. You just kind of have to sit there. And this is why meditation is important. Taking a moment out of each day, taking the time to sit there and have the mindfulness to sit there and imagine yourself in other people's shoes, to sit there and try to force yourself to understand why people think the way they do, feel the way they do, act the way they do, without putting in as many of your assumptions or biases as possible. It's never perfect, but it takes practice. So my name is Alex Merced from mercedbranding.com. Have a great day. I'll see you guys on the next episode, and enjoy. If you've been enjoying this content by Merced Branding, head over to mercedbranding.com and check out the offers page, where you'll just find great offers from some of our sponsors, such as Amazon's Audible, Bluehost, and NordVPN. Check out mercedbranding.com.